Hello, my friends. This is Rabbi Aharon Dobinsky coming to you today from the holy city of Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, Israel, in the beautiful state of Israel, right before the Shabbos, before Rosh Hashanah. Now, the last couple of times we were together, we talked about things like being disconnected from Hashem, which we certainly don't want to be, particularly this time of year. As we've talked about before, this was the month of Elul, where the king is in the field. That means he's approachable. That means you can come to him. It means you can tell him all the things that you're thankful for. It means also you can do teshuvah for all the things where you might have messed up. And let's face it, we've all messed up. So we all have teshuvah to do. And we also talked about loving your brother, loving the other children of Hashem. This is something that makes him happy as opposed to not loving his other children, which is a sure way to make sure that you can really upset a father. Upset him, how do you upset him? You upset him by talking trash about his children. So here we are, we're in this position and we're going into Rosh Hashanah. And it's It's one of my favorites because it gives us something to talk about. This is what I call the lecture, the Torah portion for the not slow learner, but for somebody who needs to have everything spelled out for them. For example, I love this part. It says, I have placed life and death before you, blessing and curse. Wow, that's a choice. Life and death, life and death. Blessing and curse. Blessing and curse. What does the blessing mean? What does the curse mean? Dude, it's really a tough choice. Sounds like a life choice. How do I make this choice? Well, he gives you some extra information. He says, blessing and curse, life and death. Blessing, life, curse, death. Okay. Makes it a lot easier to understand. But still, some of us, we're hard to convince, but what if this and what if that, and what if I didn't do this, and what if I do that instead, blah, 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 and the list goes on. And then it finishes off and it says, you shall choose life so that you will live. If you had any doubts to this point, this should clarify it for you. When the creator of the universe tells you, choose life, I always think it's a good idea to go with his suggestion. Let's choose life. Let's go with that suggestion. It's a good one. I'd rather choose life than the alternative. It's being above ground sucking on air instead of the alternative, which is sucking on dirt. You don't want to be doing that. Listen to what you've been told. But that's not all. He covers things in this portion so detailed. He first of all says, I'm talking to everybody today. Everybody. The person who brings water to the camp, the person who carves wood in the camp, the highest of the high, the lowest of the low, the oldest of the old, the youngest of the young. I'm talking to everybody. So you know you have not been excluded. Wait a minute. I know you're thinking, but I wasn't there. It couldn't be he's talking to me. He covered that one too. He said also, I'm talking to everyone, those who are here today and those who are not yet here today. How could you be there and not be there? Because your soul is there. Your soul is eternal. It comes from under the Kisei HaKavod. It is eternal. It lasts forever. It begins and it lasts forever. That's how Hashem put us here. So we need to make sure that we do the best we can with that soul because it is indeed a part of Him. It's a spark of Him. So this is what we've been given to keep as a keepsake. This is what we've been given to take charge of, to watch over. The small spark inside of us. I know we got this big body and everything. Some of us bigger than others. That doesn't matter. To say that my body has a soul is like saying my coat has a body. Doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous. My coat has a body? Well, don't be ridiculous. My body has a coat. How can I know this? Because eventually that coat's going to be raggedy or get lost or whatever, and it's going to go away, and I'll have to get another coat. So my body has a coat. My coat doesn't have a body. On the other side, same thing with your soul. Your soul lasts forever. The body, not so much so. So your soul has a body to allow it to do what it needs to do in order to to clear up the mistakes you've made in life and to accomplish what Hashem has asked you to accomplish. We all have tikkunim. We all have things we have to clean up. That's part of the reason we are here, is to take care of these things. What better time to be very much aware of this than right before Rosh Hashanah when we're going to get judged? You know, I'll give you a hint. Sunday night is the beginning of Rosh Hashanah. Before Sunday night, and as close to before Sunday night as possible, I strongly suggest to all of us that we sit down, do a hitbodedut. Particularly, we ask for forgiveness for what we've done wrong, because this is a time when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is getting ready to judge us all. We catch him right on the cusp. So this is where we want to do it. And when we go to shul that night, that part is behind us. Do we still have to ask? Yes, we still have to ask. Do we know we're going to be forgiven? Yes, we have to go with the expectation we are going to be forgiven. Then why do we have to do all this stuff? By the way, it says what will happen if we don't do it. It says what will happen if we do it. It will say what the world will think if we don't do it, what the world will think if we do it. It's for slow learners, folks. And I'm a slow learner sometimes. So I have to read this over and over again to remind myself why it is we have to do all this. Well, let me ask you a question and make it very simple for you. Do you think that the world is perfect? I'm not asking, if a certain tree is perfect, if you are perfect, if we are perfect in the eyes of our Creator, did He make us the way He wanted us to be made? The answer is, of course, everything the Creator creates is perfect. But could He have left some gaps? Could He have left some openings? Could He have done some things in the world that were not yet perfect? Could He, in fact, have created an imperfect world? Well, it doesn't take much to look around us today and see that there's a lot of things that need to be fixed. So if things need to be fixed, the answer is no, it is not a perfect world. There are things that are very perfect within the world. There are things that are created by Hashem which are perfect. It is perfectly as He wants it. But it is far from perfect. Why? Is it possible He couldn't create a perfect world? Well, that'd be ridiculous. Of course He could. He created the universe. He could have created a perfect world. He could have made it perfect right from the start. But He didn't. Why did He not make it perfect? Because He wanted you and I and all of our brothers and sisters, all of mankind, to finish the work. He wanted us to participate in the creation. And that was a template set forth in the very beginning, and it goes with it, L'dor v'ador, from generation to generation to generation, which is why even in the Tzavim, he tells us that this is something that is not just for you people standing here today, and all of you are very nice, the Erev Rav who are standing here, even you, yes, even you, this is for you, but it's for everyone, even those not here today, even those who have not been born yet. It's for everyone. Why? So we know that we're part of this. We are part of what Hashem has created. We are part of what He wants to do. We are part of the creation. Without that, there's an expression which is used in Kabbalah, which basically translates to bread of shame. It's getting something for nothing. Getting something that we don't deserve. Now, I'll be the first to admit that there are those out there these days in politics who have been advocating this strongly. And it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Again, the template has been set by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He doesn't want it to be that way. We should earn everything we do. Even when Adam was in the Garden of Eden, he was not supposed to till the soil. He was not supposed to do work. You know what he was supposed to do? Two things. He was supposed to make children, and he was supposed to pray for rain. And he did both. And that's what he was supposed to do. The other part came later on, after the sin of eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's another story for another time. We don't have time to talk about that today, but you get the idea. The idea is we have things we have to do. We are a participant. We are not a spectator. Therefore, we must ask for forgiveness. We must tell Hashem how proud and how pleased we are with everything He does for us. These are things that help us to be a participant instead of a spectator. Life is not a spectator sport. It is a participant sport. And if it's hard, it's because it's getting you ready for the next step. The low hurdles go to the high hurdles. The high hurdles can go to high jump. High jump could go to the with a pole vault, whatever. But everything is to prepare you for the next level. If it's tough, it's because it's supposed to be. Because only through that tough can it make you ready for the next madrega, for the next level, for the next step. So please, my friends, as we go into this Rosh Hashanah, remember that. Remember, we need to be grateful to Hashem for all He does for us. We need to make teshuvah for all that we've done wrong. We need to participate strongly in this Rosh Hashanah and up to this Rosh Hashanah, and particularly the night of Erev Rosh Hashanah, when Hashem is sitting there just waiting to judge us. Let's give Him our best, okay? So that way we can go from strength to strength, having a great new year of prosperity, good health, happiness, love, and fulfillment. The life that Hashem planned for each and every one of us. Have a great new year, my friend. Shana Tovah, Gamach Hasima Tovah. Everything should be well for you. You should have everything you need in this coming year. You and all those who are close to you. God bless. Bye-bye.